Only collapse of civilization prevents runaway climate change, according to work done by Tim Garrett at the University of Utah, climate scientist who has published 3 papers that I know of at this point, pointing out that civilization is a heat engine. The only way to stop overheating the planet is to turn off civilization, and I don't think very many people are going to vote for that. Civilization has other consequences too. There are things like coral bleaching and extinction at the rate of 150 to 200 species a day, according to an estimate from the United Nations in August of 2010. So there are other consequences beyond civilization as a heat engine, beyond the monetary transfer. There's the foul of the air and the dirtying of the water and the wholesale erosion of the soil into the ocean. And all those things are products of civilization, of human population overshoot, of movement of materials from the country to the city, and all that goes along with that. We have had humans, something resembling humans on the planet within about this period of time. 5 or 6 million years, a very short period of time. Our species showed up in a slice so thin here that you can't see it, Homo sapiens. And during that entire time, humans have been maintained, have existed in a relatively narrow range of temperature. That we've managed to survive ice ages, and somewhere between 2.2 and 3.2 C above baseline, which takes us at the highest level about right here. So we've managed to persist between 12 and 17 degrees Celsius on the planet. Some people think we will be able to persist long, up to here and up to here and up to here, and some people, even falsely I believe that we can persist all the way up to Jurassic Park in a short period of time. I think what those folks are missing is that we are human animals, and as such we depend upon habitat, as do other organisms, to survive. And in our case, that habitat must include a whole bunch of other species that we depend upon for our existence, notably manifesting themselves as food. Right? So without plants, without plankton in the ocean, which teeter on the brink, without land plants on the land, we're going to have a hard time getting along, because that defines our habitat. Currently we're at about 15 degrees Celsius. Baseline was about 13.5 degrees Celsius. Just about 1.5 degrees above ice age, and we've passed numerous tipping points along the way. According to a paper by Oliver Tickell in The Guardian in August 2008, foresee all we can plan for is extinction, and then he goes on to say that we'll probably be able to survive 4C, 5C, maybe even 6C above baseline. I can't even imagine how we get there, given that we've only had humans at 3.3 maximum above baseline on the planet. The 2C target, which has always been a political target, not a scientific target, the 2C target seems particularly absurd when you realize that it could be, we've only had humans on the planet at 2.2 above baseline. But at 2 we'll be fine. That's when we need to worry, is at 2. Right? The scientific target is established by the United Nations Advisory Group on Greenhouse Gases in October 1990, nearly 26 years ago, was 1 degree C. That was the absolute upper limit, which we could not cross. David Spratt, climate writer, climate speaker, said about 2 years ago that probably 0.5 degree was the target. That's the Rubicon we could not cross. Well, we crossed that one a long time ago. Well, it could be that that's not true. We haven't actually completed this trial yet. This is us, the unbelievably immature youngster in the chemistry lab, blowing the shit out of things and wondering why we haven't killed ourselves yet. So it could be that we'll survive 4C or 5C or 6C, or maybe we'll go all the way to Jurassic Park by the September after next. We don't know, do we? Because we're not done yet. So it could be that we can continue to devastate the planet without negative consequences for us. But probably not. It was June 29th, 1989, that United Nations Environment Program Director says we have a 10-year window of opportunity to solve the greenhouse effect before it goes beyond human control. Well, that was a long time ago. Just shy of 27 years, if I'm doing the math right, which means we have just shy of 17 years that we've been beyond the point at which humans are able to fix it. And that's evident in the myriad self-reinforcing feedback loops we have subsequently triggered since that time.